Okay, thank you. Now I will do again a quick recitation invoking the Buddha's Bodhisattvas to bless all of us, to identify your mind and to identify the true nature of mind is so pure, so clean, and thereby that we be blessed to be enthusiastic, to put in effort, to put effort in removing the mental dirt, remove the mental dirt to experience true fearlessness and infinite happiness for the benefit of yourself and for the benefit of all dear mothers and children. It's mind. Let's recite the Heart Sutra mantra 3 times together. Eata gate gate paragate Arasamgate bodhisvagyata Om gate gate Aragate Arasamgate bodhisvagyata Om gate gate aragate arasangate bodhisvaha. Some of the questions and then the conclusion. The question is, does being around a person who has great compassion and trained to understand the subtleties of the mind is benefit to others, others as whole, for example, a reward previously unbroken, or a feat thought to be impossible to be human is attained by someone, and the same feat or record stays no more a pleasure for many capable individual. This phenomenon makes me believe in the question I asked is true, but I believe it is in an esoteric way. Would you please explain this or inquire with us with empirical evidence so that I may have some clarity further inquiry on similar thoughts? It was not too clear. Say this will occur. Okay. You mean to say that we can do something to break the records of running and so forth? Or you want to make it clear? Okay, give an example. Possible. You mean like to run? Okay, let's say you are a marathon runner. Huh? Okay. So it's impossible to run a marathon under 2.5 hours. Okay, it's not necessary. For example, let's say that the similar word Ocean Bowl runs 9.53. Doesn't mean that I can run. I cannot. I'm already 57. We're very practical. We cannot run. I cannot run. But in future, there could be young ones growing. They can run. We never know. Well, Ocean Bowl is the ultimate. Thus far is the final. But how can you say that there's nobody who can run faster? You never know. Okay, this is possible. Anything else, same. But it's not that everybody can do it. I cannot do it. Yeah, I cannot run 100. This already I crossed 50. So, what is your precise question? No, no, that is done. So, what is your question? This is possible, but not by everybody. It can happen to anybody, but not that everybody can do it. It can happen to anybody, not everybody. Not esoteric, it's a reality. No, no, this is reality. It's not esoteric, it's a reality. It's a reality, so we have to make this distinction. For example, like say the relativity theory, quantum physics, during the Newton, Newtonian time, these are seen as esoteric. Now it's reality. And computer in the olden times, imagine that you have no experience. So people like my age, 50 plus, they have the experience. You have sent email, the letter to America, relax for 1 month. The response to come. You have no idea. However, emergency, oh, it's so emergency, please reply me not one, the reply just within a few seconds. Impossible. You have to wait for 1 month. Now you send an email, in 2 seconds, reply will come. In those days, it's impossible. So this is not esoteric. In those days, people think it would be esoteric. It's not esoteric, it's a reality, which was not possible in those days. Now it's possible. Okay. So the kindly throw light, if my understanding is correct, is the purpose for the existence of illusion of self is to dissolve it. Don't dissolve the self. Self is very important. If you dissolve the self, then the Mahatma Gandhi will dissolve. India will not be, amazing we can do today. Don't dissolve. Self is so precious. Don't dissolve the self. Self is so precious. What we do is that make the most of this self. Make the most of this self. You have that tremendous potential, each one of us. Mahatma Gandhi, but how this one person is able to become the father of the nation. I was you all have the power, mental power. But can we do that today, tomorrow, 10 years on this life? That is questionable because some people learn slow, they're slow learners, some are very fast learners. You have different capacity, but deep inside, we all have the same potential. No matter how dirty the water is, wherever you go in the world, truly the water is all just the same, so pure, so pure. So the point is, don't dissolve the self. Self is very important. Self is very important. This self is the capacity to bring about change in the world. Don't dissolve the self. Expand the self. Expand the self with compassion and expand. Don't dissolve. Don't shrink. Expand. Last 2 nights, I have experienced a very deep sleep when I've been dreaming of my past life. I've been so lost friend. We never know if it's past life or you think it's a past life. These two are different. Your past life and you think it's a past life. These two are different. You getting it? So I may dream of my mother. It can be my, just, oh, I thought it's my mother. And it's my mother. These two are different. So therefore, rash conclusion, to make very quick conclusion, saying that, oh, I did my past life. We never know. We never know. It can be your thought that you get a feeling that it's my past life. That's possible. And we never know whether it's you. I even saw a lost friend in my the dreams. Is this the effect of attending the session? Okay. I even saw a lost friend in my dreams. Now, are all the dreams just baseless? Some dreams are very prophetic. Some dreams can be very prophetic. Prophetic meaning can be very efficacious. That what you dreamt, it can come true. But don't take everything too seriously. Majority of the dreams, that's just dreams. It's a play of your neurons, play of your imprints, mental imprints, and then neurons, neural firings. But some of them are very efficacious. Some, particularly say, generally speaking, people meditate very systematically, do proper the meditation. So for them, the dreams can be extremely vivid dreams, and they can be prophetic also. Okay. But even for ordinary people, once in a while, these dreams can be very true. For example, like having met with a lost friend in the dream. This can be, we never know that, who knows that you have lost a friend in one of the past lives, and then in the dream, you met him, you feel that the connection there. But a dream is dream, even in the waking state. This is a problem. This is a problem. You agree? Where is this? The young man here. Um, they People say that, oh, I have found what's that? Soulmate. The soulmate, right? He's the one. She's the one. He's the one. She's the one. Then after a few weeks, right? Or after a few months, and few years, there's no more soulmate. This is how we are doing. In the waking state, if we're deceived by these hormonal movements, happy hormones move in your body, then create illusion of the soulmate. In the dreams, it can be even worse. So don't trust the dreams too much. Next. Based on our discussion around, okay, Zara, is your question. Directly, because I can read you are very young, so your handwriting is very small. So Mike. Okay, this is a good question, but it is a very different topic. It's a very good question. Say the one moment you are very calm, and your husband says something, and instantly you blast. Right? It happens, presents, right? Outsider says you do not blast. You're a very nice lady. But your husband says something, blast. Okay, so one moment you overcome, the next moment you blast. So this blasting mind, what is the substantial cause? The previous calm mind. Or the best would be the previous mind rather than the calm mind. Calmness is the attribute that is given to the previous mind. Previous mind. Then it's very clear. But the previous mind can be calm or not calm, whatever. And the next moment, previous, it's the same mind, but the first mind is very calm. Second moment, it's So how to control that? This is a is serious. For that matter, short term, long term, always. Think of short term, long term. Short term, long term measures. First, short term measure is okay. There was a lady. Okay, don't feel offense. These are the how the anecdotes in which I read learned. So don't take any offense. It can be men was a lady was a man. Don't take too much offense. So this lady went to a doctor, and they told the doctor, I don't know what happened. My husband was angry very easily. So what should you please help? And the doctor said, okay, I'll help you. And the doctor said, what do? You do one thing. Every time your husband is angry, do one thing. You go to the kitchen, take a glass of water, gulp, not gulp, just take, sip the mouthful of water, don't swallow. Just keep swishing for 5 minutes and then see. And the lady came back 1 week later. Lady said, doctor, it's amazing. It's amazing. It works. I do this for 5 minutes. My husband calms down. And the lady said, doctor, please tell me, what's the secret of this glass of water? He said, there's no secret. It simply makes you to keep your mouth shut. Shut. And the other person is not provoked. You do not add fuel. And the fire calms down. There's no magic there. You're getting it? Okay, this is one thing. In other words, the message given by Bodhisattva Shantideva. There's a great teacher, Bodhisattva Shantideva. Most of you are aware of this. You must be aware of, you must know this name. A great teacher and his text. More important than his name is the text. That should be a lifelong guide. So what is that? Is the immediate measure that he gave us that like this swishing, he advised us to remain like a piece of wood. Don't react, don't say anything, don't justify, just remain like a piece of wood. No need to be submissive, no need to surrender, no need to be submissive, don't react. Remain confident, keep calm, and then see 99% of the problems will resolve. That is a short-term benefit, short-term measure. Short-term measure. So that what happens is that you are suffering, you did it, you did that, and so forth. You are escalating. You are just escalating fueling the fire. So that although you may go to the blasting state, instead of that, remain like a piece of wood. Physically, verbally, this is easier to control. Mentally, it's more difficult to be controlled. So physically, verbally, don't react. And if you learn how not to react physically and verbally, even the physical verbal reactions are because of the mental thinking. In a way, when you're controlling physical verbal, you are training your mind. That aggressive form of the mental state to activate your physical and verbal states, they are under control. When that is under control, then you can control these subtler versions of your anger. So this is the immediate, the measure taken, and long term, just expansive compassion. The two methods, which somebody asked this morning, the two methods, the sevenfold cause-effect method to generate bodhicitta, and the method of equalizing the exchanges of others. These two are so detailed, the explanation are there. And also that you practice it, it'll take time. It's not that easy that you will instantly feel the expansive universal compassion, but it'll take time. Although it takes time, but it's worth it to do that, because that you see that your joy starts expanding. You see that for example, say your explosion of anger towards your mother, husband, wife, father, children, whatever. So that you see that, who do you think, to whom you will be more angry? Somebody they say, who knows about compassion, who learns all these things, all the theories, and will easily show anger towards you, or somebody who doesn't learn anything and show anger towards you, to whom do you think you will be more angry? One who's learned it or who's not learned it? The one who's learned it, one who's learned all these things and still not practicing it, you will really feel upset. But those who are not learned it, how can you blame them? They don't know how to act in proper way. You getting it? Okay. So one time, what happened was that this is a very important message. While I'm sharing the form of stories, there's no stories. Don't think that you came here to listen to stories. The underneath every story has a message. So one time, there was an elderly lady who must be in her 80s and who was living in dependence. We do not have a space for people for residents. Then because of her situation somehow, and we provided a space. And then one day, I used once in a while I go to see her and to see the situation. And one day she said, Gisela, my mattress is too hard. My bed mattress is too hard, and now I have to buy a new one. I said, don't buy. I will take it from from the office. I'll send you a soft one. I sent a soft one. Then next time when I went there, she said, Ishira, the mattress is too soft. I want to be a new one. Then she was trying to justify and she has to buy one. And she said that somebody, he mentioned a name of the cook. Even he told me that I need to buy a mattress. I said, if it is too soft, you do one thing. I'll put soft one below and hard one on top to balance it. And then I said that this cook, he doesn't even know this much. And he said, this lady, otherwise seems to be IQ level not too high. What she said is that if he is as smart, he can also be the second director to the house. You're getting it? So what I'm saying, the message here is that don't expect everybody to be perfect. You're getting it? Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody's problems, shortcomings. Simply because of the shortcoming of one person, this should not be a reason for you to blast it. This should be the reason. You empathize. If the person is so smart, extremely perfect in every way, he cannot be your husband. He can be a husband of somebody else. Or if you seem to have a problem to that man, right? Say if you're too good, right? You may not be the wife of this man. You may be the wife of somebody else. Be very honest. You're getting it? So therefore, the reality is that we have to acknowledge the reality of the other person, limitation, shortcoming of the other person, empathize. That should not be used as a reason to attack the person. There should be the reason to empathize, to feel the empathy, right? Say the mother will never say that you don't. What happened to you? Learning so slow. Look at that, your brother, look at your sister. If there's such a mother, the mother is not smart. Particularly, the mother should be so loving to the child who is a slow learner. You can't expect all the children to have the same capacity. So, particularly because the mother loves the child so unconditionally, the mother will be most happy to help, give the maximum help and support to the child who learns very slow. Because that is the limitation. Where this limitation, compassion makes sense. If it's this person perfect, what's the use of compassion? Compassion doesn't make sense. There's no limitation. So therefore, the weaknesses that you see in the other person should be seen as a source for you to empathize rather than to be judgmental. Good. Okay, so this question: what has been your biggest challenge in your journey so far, and how did you overcome it? Whose question is this? Okay. May I ask the question back to you? What has been your biggest challenge in your journey so far, and how did you overcome it? First, say it's a good question. It's a good question. Why? Why? Because it's a good question. Because you know you never thought it upon yourself. So before you answer to somebody, you ask yourself. You're getting it? Did you get the answer? You don't want to share that those challenges. I know. That's why I'm saying. So therefore, I don't want to share mine also. It doesn't matter. Many questions. If we get time, we'll go back. If we get time, we'll go back. Can there be compassion for the self? If yes, is it inclusiveness of being self? Okay, it's much more same done before. But is it yes? First, be kind to yourself. First, let's not forget, be kind to yourself. This is meaning of compassionate versus self. Meanwhile, should not be mixed with compassion towards the self versus being kind to the self at the cost of somebody. These two should not be mixed. Compassion towards the self at the cost of somebody is not compassion towards self. It's destroying yourself. Because how destroy? Because we are all the social animal. We are dependent on others. Because destroy others, others will destroy you. So usually what I say is that if there's a conflict between two persons, person A and person B, and I know person B is so nice, and a person A comes to person A tells me that, oh, person B is so bad, he said like this to me, he said like this to me, she said this to me, and so forth. I said, okay, I understand what he said. You tell me, what did you tell him first? Very honest, what did you do? You're getting it? This is what usually is a problem. Somebody complains, complaint can be correct, but it's a partial information. Because how can you say, for example, say, if I tell you, you stupid girl, right? And you also say, you stupid man, right? And then I go to complain, hey, Elena, she's saying that I'm stupid man, right? And Elena said, Elena said that, who's that? Who's that? Shweta, right? Oh, Shweta, you're so bad. You said this. Yes, I said it, right? She said it. But she did not say it. Still, I said it. I said, you stupid girl. And then she said, how can I expect? Oh, you're a nice man. How can I expect her to tell me as a response? So therefore, these are the realities that we need to remember. You're getting it? So therefore, if you harm others, don't expect benefit unless, in fact, there's one girl, again, a girl, and they don't take offense, you know. And this girl, they came to me and complained about her boyfriend. And I listened. I know the boyfriend so well. And I listened. He did like this, he did like this, he did like this, he did. Then I said, okay, you tell me, what kind you want a boyfriend or husband who's a bodhisattva? You want a bodhisattva husband? Yes, exactly. This is what he wants. This is what exactly what she wants. I told her that bodhisattva husband is more boring than this boy. Bodhisattva, you want someone who's so loyal, so kind. So kind means he will not be interested only to you. He's interested in all the sentient beings. He will go to help everybody. He'll never spend time with you. So don't expect a Buddha. Either you have to expect a Buddha, either you go for a Bodhisattva husband, Bodhisattva boyfriend, or a non-Bodhisattva boyfriend, non-Bodhisattva husband. Non-Bodhisattva husband or wife, there's some problem. Non-Bodhisattva meaning the loyalty, kindness, these qualities are missing. Problems are there. And if you are a Bodhisattva, it's more boring. He'll never spend time with you. He will always busy day, night, going around to help other people. So you want him or her to spend time with you. He will never spend time with you. So what do you want? And she started laughing. Okay, so what is that? Be compassionate with the self. Meanwhile, not at the cost of somebody else. Be compassionate with the self. So important. Never ever underestimate yourself. Never ever be unkind to yourself. Never ever think yourself as incompetent. The greatest failure in this world is when you say, I am failure. That is the greatest failure. Nobody can fail you. Believe it or not, nobody can fail you. Only you can fail you when you say that I'm a failure. I can't do this. Done. That is the greatest failure. Otherwise, nobody can fail you. Don't forget it. So be kind to yourself. You have an incredible quality, potential insight, potential for infinite happiness, potential for total fearlessness is within you. It's within you. There's no basis why you should discourage yourself. There's no basis. But you can fail yourself when you say, I'm failing. I don't have potential. I'm hopeless person. This is the greatest feeling. Nobody can feel. So, message is be kind to yourself and be wisely kind to yourself. The next. To stop tears, you mentioned 2 points. One was expand your universal compassion. One was the second one, is the wisdom. The wisdom to see the reality of interdependence. The wisdom to see the reality of interdependence. What can one do to expand one's universal compassion in present time? So, again, short term, long term. Long term is say, to become an engineer. How long does it take? Say, mechanical engineer. How long does it take? 4 years. It's not just 2 weeks or 3 weeks, three-day workshop. Not three-day workshop, right? So universal compassion is not a 3-day workshop. You're becoming like an engineer of compassion. Minimum 4 years you have to spend, right? So therefore, so for that, what you do? You have to first to practice that. First, you have to get conviction. If you don't get conviction, nothing will work. Nothing will work. You should get conviction. Get conviction, you have to learn. If you don't learn, you will never get conviction. For example, tell me, 200 years ago, 1,000 years ago, who was convinced about the workings of the Facebook, Instagram, and so forth? 2,000 years ago. Okay, don't talk about the rishis, Buddha, and so forth. Right? So, in a practical terms, in the conventional sense, wouldn't it be like us? No one. But we are convinced. We know how the Facebook works. How? Because we learned it. We learned it. You're getting it? So to get conviction, you have to learn. In other words, to practice, you have to get conviction. To get conviction, you have to learn. This is the point. So therefore, we have to study how to practice the universal compassion. And then get conviction. Then practice. Okay, this is how we should do. For example, let's say, I'll share this anecdote. This is very important anecdote. When I was in class 11, my math teacher, I was so fond of mathematics. My math teacher shared an anecdote. He said one day his car broke down. Then he took it to the mechanics. And the mechanic, what he did is that he just opened the bonnet and then he hit the car with a hammer 3 times. And my teacher, and then he started the car. It worked. It started. And my teacher asked the mechanic, how much should I pay? Today, it's like 30,000. In those days, 300 rupees. But today, the equivalent of what is the money value today is like 30,000. And the mechanic said 30,000. And he was, today, say if somebody hits your car 3 times and the car works, and if the person says 30,000, will you be happy? Not happy. Zara? Not happy. Why not? It's too much. So my teacher says, it's too much. You just hit the car 3 times with a hammer, and then you're charging 30,000. And the mechanic said, okay, listen, this is the message. The mechanic said that hitting the car with hammer 3 times, I didn't charge for that, it's for free. You understand? Hitting the car with a hammer 3 times, hitting the car is for free. I didn't charge it. I charge for where to hit. You don't know where to hit. You know how to hit. You don't know where to hit. I know not only how to hit is for free. I charge for where to hit, no way to hit. I charge for that. I learned it. You don't learn it. I give money to learn that. You're getting it? So the learning is so important. To get conviction, you need the learning. Okay. Please share your personal experiences of your journey towards enlightenment. Who's that? Who's that? Huh? Oh, you're over there. Okay. In fact, a same journey towards enlightenment. To be very honest. To be very honest. Say, I believe in compassion. I believe in wisdom. I believe in these two things. This is my journey. And I know that it's not that easy, but you should learn what is compassion, what is wisdom. And you should get conviction. Once you can convince, don't keep it there. Don't keep it in the form of recipe. What should you do? Start cooking. Okay, this is journey. You getting it? So that I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. It's a beautiful journey. Amazing beautiful. Particularly compassion grounded on wisdom. You see, interdependent. We're all dependent. And what the Buddha taught is that nobody's special, nobody's inferior. Everybody's same. And it's not that I just believe in the Buddha. In my life, when I see people, I see that this is really true. Everybody's equal. By no means males are superior to girls. No means. Same. Girls, boys. Therefore, the conviction that I feel today is that if there is any community or if there's any individual who believes that the males are superior to the girls, this is a backward. This is the person who lives in the illusion of ignorance. This is reality. This is what I'm convinced of. I'm not the feminist, but this is the reality that I'm seeing it. So this is my journey. I love this. On that basis, because I say everybody's equal. Everybody's same potential. So therefore, they say the compassion. Just as I want to help myself, everybody else has the capacity to grow. Everybody has the capacity, the potential to grow perfect. So therefore, compassion and seeing the interdependency is reality. So this is a beautiful journey full of joy. Yes. Welcome. Next is, how do we understand the concept of self or I in the context of the brain and mind? In river, the body perishes, but the mind moves on to another body. Is it then that the true nature of all minds is similar energy and it adopts to the form body and then forms a different sense of self accordingly? Okay, so let us in other words say everybody has one's own journey, right? Say my journey is my own journey. Meanwhile, I share, and I personally since my childhood, like when I was in class nine, I'm a little skeptical person. Skeptical. I don't take things so easy. This is my personality. What do you do? Since class nine, I sense that I'm a little skeptical person. I don't take things so easily. I don't accept things very easily, but I don't reject either. So my style is to learn things. What people say, I learn, but I don't accept, I don't reject. I learn. After learning this, and a subject is to analysis. If it makes sense, I keep it, I accept it. If it doesn't make sense, if I'm sure it's wrong, I discard it. No need to be judgment. This is the this is what I do. So therefore, the point is that let's say I'm more like I believe in empiricism, empirical reality. I believe in empirical reality. So therefore, say my mind, your mind is very different. Say in my mind, I may be mentally, I may be a little exhausted, or I may be very fresh, but your mind, when I feel a little exhausted, your mind may be very fresh. When I'm thinking too much, obsessed about myself, you may be thinking about other people. This is not same, it's different. This is reality. This is reality. So the point is that my personality, and the good thing that I talk about myself is that I don't like to impose anything on others. I just share, and then you do it or not. It's up to you. It's your journey. This is my take. I don't impose. So therefore, the from realistic point of view, from the empirical point of view, that my mind and your mind is very different. Okay. I'm currently a student of AMBPE. Recently, things have become very overwhelming in life. The question I have is that whatever I have practiced helped me to some extent with the situation. However, I still feel that it is easy to understand when life is okay, but difficult to apply or have wisdom when it is difficult. What did your views how to hold in such situation? Again, short term. Hey, what happened? Very quiet. Huh? Short term, long term. Always think of two things. You're getting it? Short term and long term. Whether these are the life challenges. That's very true. Who's there to answer this question? It's very true. When everything goes well, you're done also, practice. It's like so effective. When nothing goes well, right? When you are very successful, there are so many friends, smiles. When you go through difficulties, nobody's there. Everybody's excuses. That's a reality. And then you also feel very hopeless. So therefore, don't be too idealistic. Let us not be too idealistic. And then I would say that this person who asked this question is amazing. The person has actually realized the reality. Realized the reality. That okay, let us the point is that we should not be too idealistic. Finally, so we have to know learning is very important. Say I came here not to heal you, but to share what I've learned, which means for you to learn. So likewise, so the question that you asked is is a part of learning how to solve these problems. And the problems, don't expect that building a huge dam, don't expect that don't expect that you'll be able to do it within 2 days, right? Okay, Rome is not built in a day. Don't forget these are the ancient wisdoms. You're getting it? Rome is not built in a day. So the emotional crisis, don't expect them to be overcome within a day, within two. You're getting it? So therefore, the point is short term, long term. Short term, we need help, we need support. Say, for example, say the fact that this person who asked this question is a part of AMBPE. This is amazing. You're part of the program. This is amazing. So you already are in an environment where the progress is possible. But being in such an environment is like being in a fence that you're protected from the intruders. Once you're in a fence, keep growing. Don't remain stuck all the time. Keep growing. You getting it? Learn more. Learn more. Learn more. So This is one thing. And then after learning, meanwhile, practicing to the best you can. And you also watch people. Watch people is not for you to be judgmental. Watch people to see who are the people. For example, say if you are the restless person, if you are a short-tempered person, see around the people, you see the who is not prone to temper, who is not, say, the restless in nature, who's very calm. Just observe that and learn how this person succeeds in this maintaining the calmness of the mind. Learn from these. Interact with them. See what the person does. What's the thinking part of the person. So this is how we can best learn from people. In fact, okay, there was again one lady. In my office, there's always meeting. People come, they make appointments. And there was one lady who came through meeting, make an appointment, and the lady introduced herself as a school principal. And I was very curious. Usually, whoever comes, I want to know how this person came to that house, how the person came to know about the house. And I do not get any clue how this lady came to know about the house. So I became desperate. I asked directly, how do you know about the house? Look, this is the interest. She said that I live in a colony. In a colony, there's one lady who always, 7 years, I saw her passing by. 7 years, I've been from my window, I've been seeing this lady passing by. And this lady, 7 years, I've never seen her upset. So calm, amazingly calm. And she said that I'm a school principal. I should be a role model to all these thousands of students, children. But I easily get irritated, upset, angry. But look at this lady. 7 years, believe it or not. Okay, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days is fine. But 7 years, she's so calm. Then she just wanted to ask directly, encounter her and ask her directly. So the moment she saw the lady passing by, she went there and asked, stopped her. All these 7 years I've been watching. You're so calm and peaceful. What is the secret of your calmness? And she said, and then this is what the school principal was telling me. She said that, no, nothing. I'll go to Tibet house. And suddenly then she started doing the Google search. What's Tibet house? So this is how she came to know about. What I'm saying is that we can learn a lot from others. So who was that? Tolstoy. What's his full name? Leo Tolstoy. What is that? I don't want to listen to your religion. I want to see your religion in your action. Very powerful message. You're getting it? What did he say? I don't want to listen to your lectures on religion, on your religion. I want to see your religion in your action. You're getting it? This is a big message. In the name of religion, you fight. You are actually bringing embarrassment to the religion. You're fighting. You're the founder of the religion founder would be extremely sad to see that his followers are fighting. So this is bringing embarrassment. You're not bringing any goodness to your religion. So therefore, the point is that we can learn from others, real life, seeing role models. Okay. Okay, any more questions? Any more questions? No questions. Okay, what I'm saying this is that so sometimes reading, sometimes direct question could be good. Okay, if no question, then I'll read. When a person is in coma or brain dead situation, then what happens to the mind at that time? Is there still a connection between brain and mind? Okay, this is a very nuanced question. Brain dead, we call it brain dead. In actuality, it's not brain dead. They're still brain working. Say, what is the mark of the clinical death? What is the mark of clinical death? So various doctors of various countries, they have their own convention. You're getting it? There's no unanimous convention. One point, they say that the doctor said that when the heartbeat stops, that is the clinical death. And so no, this is still the brain wave is still brain is still in the exercise functioning. Okay, then when the brain dies, then the clinical. So the point at which somebody declares dead, even that is very conventional. There's no consensus. So on the you may say that this is where we little more I wouldn't really blame this person who's asked this question. I wouldn't blame the things that we need to be more thorough with the information. You're getting it? And just say brain dead and then you stop there. No, it's really brain dead. It's no function at all at the time. These are things that we need to inquire. Now is the era of information. You can easily get information. So just in the mobile, you can just check. Brain dead is really that at time the brain dead, so-called brain dead, and there's no brain function at all. You just check, right? Rather than going after Instagram, what is that? Facebook, Instagram, instead of that, look at these useful information. So in other words, whatever information the little information that we get, we try to go deeper to be more thorough. That way your knowledge improves. This is one thing that I like to share. So in other words, the point is that there's what is known as the clear light state of the mind, not scientifically. In science, this is totally too far away to reach to that level. So clear light. So your mind, as your mind, you could feel that. As your mind becomes subtler, the mind becomes more and more independent of the brain, independent of the body. And at the time of death, your mind is disconnected from the body, and finally, the last bit of the connection is left. Last bit of the connection. Body heat stops, visual stops, the auditory stops, gustatory, tactility, and olfactory. They all stop one by all these processes were taught. All these processes in detail were taught. How the mind becomes one, mind starts to withdraw from the body. This is all taught, and so with this, finally the mind. So when the balloon is deflated, what happens? The balloon, which looks so huge and massive, you deflate it, it shrinks in size. So the balloon materials disappear or not disappear? Balloon materials won't disappear. It only shrinks in size. But the materials, whatever number of the atoms the balloon has, remains the same. You agree? Okay. It shrinks in size. Likewise, the mind. The waking state, when you're alive, the mind is in an inflated state, raw state, and the mind becomes subtler. But if you sleep, mind becomes subtler. You faint, mind becomes subtler. Then you die, mind becomes even subtler. Okay, so then finally, the last moment of the mind before it is ejected out of this body. The moment it is ejected, that is the time you are actually dead. But clinically, the measure of, say, the death, the time of the death, this is what the different countries, they decide at different times. So it's the convention. So because they're not too sure. So the reality is that the mind ejects. The moment it ejects out of the body completely, then that is the real death. So therefore, what is clinically death? There are, some people who are clinically dead, but their mind is still there. Their mind is still there. It's not really dead. Is from the more say the deeper psychology. The person is still in the process of dying. It's not dead completely. It's not dead completely. The process of dying. And then how do we know that the person's mind is still there? So there are some indications. One is that so some of you must have noticed that some people die, and then within few minutes, few hours, the luster of the face disappears. Right? The face changes, the color changes, it becomes like dusty, and the luster disappears. And then the liquid from your nose, the liquid from the nose starts to flow. So there are some indications to say that the mind is ejected out of the body. So in some cases, you see that the person is in a sleep. It's so like the person is in sleep. The luster is still there, face luster, the face glow is still there. And the liquid, the nose, there's no liquid there. So doctors, what they do when a person dies, they block the nose ears, the liquid comes out. So on the liquid doesn't come out, and the body wise, body still like you touch it, it still looks like fresh, and then the body also doesn't, even though the outside temperature is extremely hot, and the body should actually sting, while the body doesn't sting. So there's several indications to tell that the subtle mind is still there. So say when these indications disappear, then the mind is ejected. Okay, so this is little about the subtle mind. Next, do you dream and remember your dreams? And do you attach nuance, symbolic meaning to your dreamscapes? Please explain in terms of continuity or moments of mind. Okay, of course I dream. And do you remember? Yes, I dream and remember dreams. And do you attach any nuance, symbolic meaning? I don't attach any symbolic meaning. So one symbolic meaning that I attach to is that when I dream of they say acting very compassionately, I wake up, I take that as this symbolism that okay, I'm glad that my practice of compassion is working. That is manifested in the dream also. Then say at times I'm vegetarian, but sometimes I even dream of eating non-veg. When I wake up, what do you think is going to be my reaction? Anyone? I'm vegetarian. I'm pure vegetarian. And someone I dream of taking the non-veg. And I wake up. Memory is very clear that I dreamt of the eating non-veg. So what do you think is going to be my reaction? Huh? Guilty? Disgust? Huh? It's just a dream? Or no? Okay. So okay. So how I take is that I remember it. There was one gentleman, the father of one of my friends, and when he was suffering from cancer, and he was already 80 years old, and he was vegetarian. He passed away. He was vegetarian, and one day he woke up and he felt so distressed. He said that it's such an inauspicious dream. I'm vegetarian, but I dreamt of the eating non-veg. What inauspicious. He was extremely unhappy. I also used to have such dreams of eating non-veg while I'm a pure veg. When I wake up, I take it very auspicious. Why auspicious? I'm so lucky to know that I still have those bad imprints. I identified the thief. You know, the thief. You're able to catch the thief. You're happy, not happy.
I cost a thief. Bad imprint within me, that's a thief. Thief to make me unhappy, to make me non-veg. Non-veg today, I enjoy KFC. Next life, somebody will enjoy me as a KFC. I don't want somebody else to enjoy me as a KFC. I don't want to, let anybody enjoy me as a KFC. I don't want that to happen. If I don't want that to happen, don't enjoy KFC yourself this time, right? So now these imprints, they are telling me that I still have the imprints. I must have enjoyed KFC in my past life, right? So that these imprints are the thief to steal my happiness. So I'm so happy that I'm able to arrest this thief. Arrest the thief, good or bad? Very good. Remove it, imprison it, destroy this thief. You're getting destroy this imprint. So lucky to identify this thief. So I feel so auspicious. Oh, you're so inauspicious. I'm vegetarian. No, why should you? Why should you? Already the dream already tormented you. Now you're tormented again when you wake up. Why should you torment yourself again? Give a damn to the dream. You're getting it? What should you do, Manasi? Give a damn to the dream. How? Say that I've got you. I've got this bad, the imprint, right? So hence I'll not become a KFC for others, right? I'll not others be my KFC, right? So that in future lives I'll not become a KFC for others. You like KFC? Good. Okay, we're almost done. I understand. Okay, in terms of I understand. I understand intention and attention. I would like to get better understanding of discrimination, contact, and feeling and mental factors. Okay, good. Good question. Can be shared through my any example in a parent-child relationship. Okay, I want to learn more about discrimination, contact, and feeling. Okay, by the way, I'm curious. Satyan, yes. Are you a part of this program? Okay, I would highly recommend. If you live in Pune, I would highly recommend to be a part of this program because the questions you're asking, these are very good questions. They need more intellectual learning, not just like a 3-2 workshop. It requires a grounded intellectual learning. So therefore, this, what is it, applied Mahayana Buddhist psychology and ethics. So I would highly recommend you to join this program. How long is it? 6 months? 10 months. So that'd be highly recommended. If you're in Pune, you're very meritorious. You're very fortunate that there's such a program here. In many, wherever in the world, you don't find this program, these beautiful programs. And Ashish and Subinji, what they do is just amazing. So I would highly recommend you. Okay, to make it very quick, let's say, for example, let's that say that okay, the I am in a desperate situation. I need help. And suddenly you say, Satyan, jumped in. Said, Vishal, what happened? Oh, I need help in this form. Right? So let's say I'm a little bit I'm a little bit tense. I need this help. And said that suddenly she said, don't worry. This is easy. I'll help you. How? And he gives all the points how to help, right? So when I was listening to first when someone said that I asked person A, B, C, D, E, F, G, nobody said no, it's difficult, or it's difficult, or it's difficult. My hope sank. Suddenly Satyan came and said that he said, what happened? Oh no, we can't do anything. There's a problem. What problem? This problem. Don't worry, we can solve it. So you happy, not happy? Whether the person is able to solve the problem or not, at least that's why you've been hearing negative all the time. And suddenly somebody says, don't worry, you'll be solved. I'll help you. Okay, so what happens to look is first the contact. I came in contact with Satyan and Satyan's pleasant words. Contact. Then I paid attention. That's why everybody is saying no, 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 no. And suddenly somebody says, yes, possible. Is it true that he's saying yes? I paid attention. Then I'm going to say, yes, he is serious. He's serious. Discrimination. What is said, he's very serious. He meant it. Discrimination. Then what happens? Feeling pleasant, unpleasant feeling. But pleasant feeling comes. You like the pleasant feeling, you don't like the pleasant feeling. You like the pleasant feeling. So because you like the pleasant feeling, how to retain the pleasant feeling? You retain the trigger of the pleasant feeling. What's the trigger of the pleasant feeling? Satyanji. You getting it? Satyanji is the trigger of the pleasant feeling. So I said, thank you. When I say thank you, he'll say with me. If I say that, I'm sure he'll run away. So I have to retain the trigger. So I thank him. Thank you so much. You're so kind. So there, the trigger remains. My feeling is extended, and then the intention to maintain the trigger, intention to embrace the trigger. So that is that your mind feels calmness. Embrace, reject, resist, calmness disappears. Opposite of wishes, embrace. That's the intention's work. Embrace or reject. Resistance, the calmness is the opposite of calmness. And embrace is the calmness. So this is how the mind works. All these we learn from this course. Okay, so with this in mind, this is a whole psychology of transforming your mind, undertaking the journey of enlightenment. This is a journey to bring about, say, whatever good things that you do to get the pleasant feeling. Then the intention will embrace. Embrace is opposite of rejection, resistance. So whatever bad things deliberately create unpleasant feeling. Okay. Anybody who's into, okay, I'm sure there's nobody from alcohol. There's somebody who's alcoholic. So deliberately, some people, they give some medications with the food. The person of knowing. And you take the food with this medicine. Later you take alcohol. It makes you ill. Then you think that is alcohol. Then aversion to alcohol comes. So this aversion what's the triggers? Unpleasant puking. Puking is pleasant, unpleasant. Unpleasant. So you want the puking or not puking? Not puking. You want the unpleasant feeling or not? You don't want unpleasant feeling. What trigger unpleasant feeling? You don't think about the medicine, you think about the alcohol. So intention will push the alcohol, not pull, push. So this is one of the techniques used to rehabilitate the individuals. So this is where the psychology works. This is how the Buddhist psychology works, empirical psychology. Okay. So can you share through an example in a parent-child relationship? This is very important. And I know that Satyan, how serious you are. I know how seriously you meant with this question. With the parents-children relationship, this is very, very important. And in fact, I would say that you need to have this very thorough knowledge of this psychology. The psychology that you're going to learn from AMBPE, right? From this psychology, you should be learning all these thoroughly. And then learn how to apply this thoroughly. And then it'll make you a wise parent. With this, then the children will not take for granted, will not take you for granted. You say something, the child listens to you. So it should be from compassion. It should say the compassion, wise compassion, skillful compassion. The child will value your compassion, skillful compassion. Child will value. With the compassion, the words flow, wisdom flow. The child will imbibe the wisdom. The medium is the compassion. Okay. Sometimes if I perceive someone is being unfair, dismissive, or rude with me, I get very, very angry. It's my destructive and scares me. Also, there's others around me. How should I train myself and control it? So it's almost everyone. We all have this issue. We all have this issue. And the one who asked this question, you spoke up on behalf of all of us. How do we deal with this when somebody's nasty, rude, or unfair? Then you really go mad, and then you can blast. So how to control this anger? This is a good question. So usually what I said is that, okay, this is one thing that the what we can say is that first thing is that exactly. So what you did, you have asked this question, and before you really go to that extent of the outburst of anger, see, I say when your mind is calm, you create a scenario where you can really blast into anger. And the okay, how to manage it. So the anger of the five level, okay, the students from the past students from this course, tell me, of these five omnipresent the factors, the anger is operating on which language, particularly when you're anger. Anger, you resist or not resist. With anger, you resist or not resist. You resist. Resist is the feeling or the intention. Intention. You're getting it? Anger is already operating on the intention level. You're resisting. Get out. Or Sonal, get in. What is her name? No? Your daughter? Anvisha is Anvisha. Okay, she's there. Anvisha, get in. All right. Right. Okay. So so let's say the first we have to see what is the mechanism of the anger. So you are asking, I also does around us, how should I train myself to controlling it? Because let's say if you know the mechanism how the anger arises, then you will know how to undo the anger because you know the process. If you know the process A, B, C, D, E, F, then F, M, F, E, D, C, B, A. So if you know A, B, C, D, E, F, then F, E, D, C, B, A. So this is how we can go back. If you know the problem. Whereas if you just see the A and F, right? B, C, D, you don't know that, then you don't know how to go back. So that you have to know the process, how these angers arise. When you know the proper sequential, you know the process, you will know how to reverse that. If you don't reverse them, it's your problem. You know the process already. You can actually reverse it. It'll take time, but you have to attempt. If you don't attempt, then it's your problem. The doctor has identified your problem, that is tuberculosis, and the doctor has prescribed the medicines. Medicine already came on a table, but if you don't eat it, it's whose problem? It's your problem. You're getting it, so therefore you have to take medication once you know that the proper medication, the diagnosis. Okay, so with this in mind, how the anger rises. Say somebody is unjust. Okay, look, okay, this example that I'm giving. By the way, if I may know whose question is this. Okay. Say that say somebody is being unjust, being very unfair. So you come in contact with the person being very unjust, and you paid attention. Is it true that he's being unjust? She's being unjust. You paid attention. And discrimination, yes, is very unjust. It's very unfair. Yes, discrimination. And yes, very unjust. Okay, this little girl, what's the feeling? Pleasant, unpleasant? Very unpleasant feeling comes. You like the unpleasant feeling or not? You don't like the unpleasant feeling. Because you don't like the unpleasant feeling, you want to remove the unpleasant feeling. How do you remove the unpleasant feeling? By removing the trigger of the unpleasant feeling. What's the trigger of the unpleasant feeling? That person who is unjust, right? So this intention will try to remove the trigger. And the trigger will not go away. So, okay, bye-bye. Trigger will be there. Most likely your boss will be there, right? And your mind will continue to push the boss away. Physically, you cannot push, but mentally, you might push. That is known as resistance. With the resistance, you require energy or not. You have to put a lot of energy. So your energy is drained. You're getting it? Your energy is drained. When you are more prone to anger, when you're hungry or when you're not hungry. You're getting it? When you're hungry, energy is drained. So that anger is more. You're getting it? So in the process of pushing, you are exhausting your energy. And then you're more prone to anger. You're getting it? So this is the resistance. This resistance is the, say, resistant pushing, wanting to push, that's anger. Okay, it's very stressful. So now, if you don't want this, and then when you in that process, in front of your boss, you will say, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. The moment you are away, you back by the boss. Right? You're back by, he's like this, she is like this. Okay. So, and now how to undo that? And people see that, oh, Asta, no, Asta is backbiting everybody, the boss. So badly, right? Oh, she may be backbiting me also when in my absence. Right? I should be careful with this. So everybody starts to go away from Asta. They'll be so nice in front of you, but behind they will not be wanting to be with you. You getting it? So it's destroying you, destroying everybody. So now, what should we do? Is first, the first thing is yes, what you can do to the boss, that is a different story. At least don't torture yourself. The boss is torturing you, but don't torture yourself. How you are torturing? By creating this resistance, mental resistance inside, which is not doing anything good to you and not doing anything good to anybody else. So it is actually torturing you, this resistance, anger, this resistance, the drain of energy. And then you go home, then you meet your husband. Husband says, Asa, some tea for you. What tea? Right. And then you blast his hand, your husband. Right. So then your husband feels scared. Right. And then you say that, look, if you're not talking to me, at my workplace, my boss is so unkind. Now at home, you are not talking to me. Right? You said, what? How can I expect him to talk to you now? You're getting it. So look, this anger is not doing anything good to you. Everything is being spoiled by this anger. So how to do? If you don't want this, you have to stop the intention to resist. How to stop the intention to resist? Hey, don't jump to compassion. You're getting it. Okay, so say, okay, this 5, you're getting it? Hey, Charu is expert in this. This 5, you're getting intention, feeling, you're getting it? So going to don't go. Okay, from feeling we went down. First we contact, attention, discrimination, feeling, intention. You're getting it? Okay, now we are fixing the intention to go one by one. So therefore I said A and F. A, F, B, C, D, they're all missing. So you don't know how to go back and forth. So whereas if you know A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, E, if you know that from E you can go to D, C, B, A, you will know how to reverse it. You getting it? So therefore, intention is how to change intention. The resistance is the intention. How to change that? By changing feeling, immediate cause of feeling. Change the unpleasant feeling to pleasant feeling. How to change the unpleasant feeling? Be happy. Don't have unpleasant feeling. This will not help. How to change the unpleasant feeling to pleasant feeling? By changing what is immediate before that? Discrimination. Number 3, discrimination. What is discrimination? This person is very unjust. You're getting it? Very unfair. Okay, so that discrimination has to be changed. How to change it? But this person is unjust. Is very true. You cannot say that this person is nice. It's not true. So how to change that? Change doesn't mean that do the opposite. For example, let's say that okay, the let's say that let's say if you are for you if you are say the if your monthly salary is 10,000 rupees, your monthly salary is 10,000 rupees, and then if you lose 1,000 rupees, is a big deal or not? It is small. Yes, it's not a big deal. It's a big deal. Hey, which means you have no experience. 10,000 rupees, and then from the 1,000 rupees for 10,000 house rent, 6,000 gone. You have only 4,000. And from the 4,000, then the milk, 1,000 gone. Then what the garbage throwing, 200 rupees gone. Electricity bill, 500 gone. Right? Then 1,000 is a huge amount. Lose 1,000 huge. And suddenly you're promoted. Manasi, you're promoted from your job promotion from 1,000, 10,000 to 2 lakhs per month. Losing 1,000 is big deal, small deal. That's too smart. For you, 1,000 is nothing. 2 lakh rupees per month. 1,000, nothing. You getting it? Okay. So therefore, now this is what I'm saying is that your boss is being nasty. Is it true or not? Yes, it's true. But if you see a broader reality, bigger reality, this can be very small. This should not be a factor to disturb you. You're getting it? So, say, change the discrimination doesn't mean that you have to just reverse it. What is it? 360 degrees, right? Say you enrich your thinking so that it becomes the thinking becomes very broad, that the situation which disturbs you becomes very insignificantly small. You're getting it? And at times, believe it or not, there are so many ways. This is known as the skillfulness required. Skillfulness. Where your thinking is so systematic, your thinking is so matured that the boss, generally speaking, the boss are boss, the bosses, they are boss because that they also reach that level through some intelligence, knowledge, experience, and so forth. They know that you're smart. So because of which you are able to maintain calmness. You're not affected. And the boss knows that boss is being unjust to you. And yet the boss knows that you know that. You know that the boss is being unkind. And yet you could maintain the calmness. You're not affected. The boss will be amazed. Boss will learn from you. Boss will surrender. You're getting it? Boss will surrender to you. And then gradually the same, and you also be helpful to the boss in a skillful way. So that later, when the boss has some very important thing where he or she needs somebody to trust, will turn to you. You're getting it? And the boss will be changed because of your, say, your power of thinking. The boss changes. This is good or bad? Very good. So there are many skills that we can develop.
Doesn't mean that, oh, this is upset right now, but it is not going to affect my life. That if that's the thought process.
Only it affects your life. Let's be very realistic. So, what is meant by in broad picture? Let's say that the boss was very unfair, but he must have a complication in the family, right? So he may have some problem in the family. Then you understand it. You're getting it, and also that if you're being nice in a skillful way, even the boss, his or her mind can also change. And when that changes, you are the greatest of the victor. Okay, so these are the skills that we need to develop. Good. 4:30. Okay, so the next question that is asked, I've heard that when soul leaves body, you are dead. Then soul and mind are one. So this is where when we die, there's a sense of, so what is this? So you see the mention of soul in many the philosophical traditions and religious traditions. The soul. So what is this soul? People have their own different definitions. Soul, by the mean the self, the person. It exists. It exists. The soul or the self, the person exists. When you die, the person moves to the next life. The body doesn't move. The person moves. The mind moves. The mind and the person, are these two one or different? This is a big question. And for this, you have to understand the concept of conventional truth. If you don't understand this, then this question will forever remain. It's not only this question, there are many other questions will remain unresolved. So for this, you have to learn what is known as the two truths. Form is empty, empty is form. Form is not other emptiness, empty is not other. So this concept of truth, you have to learn. In fact, in the earlier this program, we did the several times on emptiness. We did that, and if the recording is available, well and good. If not, don't worry. There are many other recordings on emptiness, which we gave like 10 days. These are all available from. And one book that I would suggest for to know this concept would be His Holiness's book, which has been sharing. Okay, PPT. Okay, so the title of the book that I would suggest is His Holiness's book, the title of which is How to See Yourself as You Really Are. How to See Yourself as You Really Are. First, read this book and see what you get out of this, and later, and then you can read more of the other books also. Yes, fine. The title of the book is How to See Yourself as You Really Are. How to See Yourself as You Really Are. This is that book. You can read that. Why has living in ignorance become more and more common? Why is that greed, fame, power, material success is gratified, and as though others? Okay, whose question is this? Okay. One is I see this girl as very serious. Serious meaning her questions are very serious, very good questions. Okay. Yes. One thing is that if you keep looking outside, it can be extremely distressing. Look at the world outside, keep looking outside, keep looking outside is very distressing. So sometimes I look at the world of the nice people, educated people, decent people, kind people is good. And the Buddha said, Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. Next, Dharmam Sharanam Gacchami. Next, Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. So important. Don't drain your energy. When you see the world where people are doing all the nasty things, fame, power, material success, and so forth, greed, you see that it can drain your energy a lot. Meanwhile, don't just ignore them completely. You have to know what's going around. You have to know. Don't be oblivious. You have to know what's going around. Meanwhile, make sure that you don't drain your energy. Instead of wasting too much time, say spending X amount of time looking at the world to see the nasty things of the world, no need to spend X into 10. Instead, X amount of time is good enough. Then the remaining 9X you can spend to do for good people. For example, like Charu, like here, Elena, Nireshla, right? So all these nice people, okay, Audrilla, then here we have the Varsha, so look at these good people. People inspired. Ashaji, Subinji, inspired. You getting it? So this is very important. Your energy also must be what is that? Rejuvenated. Once in a while. So, okay. And finally, what happens to a mind when a person is in a coma state? Coma state, the scientists, the neuroscientists, they have their own explanation. Coma state, they have their own definition. They don't explain what's going in your mind. Or they only explain what is your response. They see whether you're in a coma state or you're in a vegetative state, and they have their own definition. So if you prick like this, responses come, no responses come on that basis, they decide you are in a coma state or vegetative state. This is their own definition. They create this. You getting it? So they're not telling us what's going in his or her mind. Definition meaning what is the mark of somebody in a coma state, what is the mark of somebody in the vegetative state. We're taking some parameters, pinching and so forth. And if no response comes in, this vegetative state, and then pinching this part of the brain, this part of the body, a response, but not that part of the brain, no response. But this is a common state, this is vegetative state. So these are what do you call it? These are the marks. Okay. So under this issue, what's happened to the mind? And this is quite a tricky, not a tricky, this is a good question, but a very complicated question. So I would say that during the common state, vegetative state, the mind and the brain are disconnected, they're still connected. Because the brain is in an active state. It's in a working state, not as active as in a waking state or somebody who is very healthy, but is still the brain waves, neural firings, they're happening. All these things are happening. These two connected. But then what's going in the mind of the person? What's kind of the mental state of that person? this is, there is a mention. There's a mention of the different states. What I just briefly mentioned as the mind becomes subtler, subtler. So I mentioned this. I did not explain the process, right? Okay. So mind becomes subtler, subtler, subtler. As you go subtler, subtler, the mind becomes more and more independent of the brain, independent of the body. Say, for example, when you are pinched, you don't respond, but you feel, not feel, we're not sure. But as you don't respond. So on the which means that the body respond. That part is not happening. So therefore the mind is subtler. Because the mind is subtler, then the different experiences are set, are mentioned in the text. I'm not going to share these. Whose question is this? Whose question is this? Okay. Okay, don't worry. So now we'll share this with you. Right? You know who asked the question? Huh? Yes. No, you may not answer now. You may answer after NMC, after completing NMC. I didn't mean to say give the answer now. I complete NMC. Okay, good. We're almost there. Now, let me quickly go through. Oops. Let me quickly now go through some of the things, because that this is the first time, most likely first time that I'm doing PowerPoint presentation for this program. Because all the earlier, did we do any PowerPoint presentation? Never. So never. Okay. So just quickly, this is what I shared earlier. The point is that Albert Einstein, what he said is that there are all the problems which the Manasi indicated, all the problems are because of seeing I and seeing you as distinct. So then separation, dividing, that's the root of the problem. So human beings are part of the whole called by us, a part limited in time and space. He or she experiences himself, his thoughts and feeling as something separated from the rest, kind of the optical delusion of his consciousness. Okay, is this visible for the online participants? Okay, good. And further, it means this delusion is this delusion, I and you, this separation, division is a kind of prison for us, restricting us to our personal desires and to affection for a few persons nearest to us. Our task must be to free ourselves from this prison, avoiding a circle of compassion. Okay, so this is exactly actually what we discussed during my lunch time, the agreement and the Amrita and Makran and Anand and Neeraj. We were discussing about that, where the divisions are created, divides. So Einstein identified that as an optical delusion. It's our delusion. So how to remove this delusion, imprisonment? Is, he says, our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle. Universal compassion. Widen the circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and whole nature in its beauty of interdependency. You getting it? So wisdom of interdependency. With this, then embrace everybody as your brothers and sisters. This is the only answer Albert said. Is not, I'm not quoting Buddha. Okay. So somebody asked the question about what are the realities, the truths. So this is about the macrocosm. Macrocosm is all about the reality. What we see is a macro reality, and a micro reality is something which we don't see. And if we see that, then many of our unnecessary problems will be dissolved. It will give you a confidence, and all the tears will stop. So this is taught in modern science, physics, and taught by the Buddha and Aranyagharjuna. So our sutra, this is famous. The form is empty. This is the micro. Empty is form. This is macro. And these two are not seen as these two are not seen as dichotomous. These two are seen as the same nature. So here, talking about what's the micro reality. So here we have His Holiness the Dalai Lama with the Professor Anton Zelenka. And of course, this talk is not for the emptiness talk. So therefore, I'm not going to go this. It's just like a trailer, movie trailer. So Anton Zelenka, who's a Nobel laureate in physics, who received the Nobel Prize 2022, I think, 2022. And I had the honor to bring him to my room, to have tea with him, and ask questions in quantum physics. He's a quantum physicist. And what is that on the other side? This is the double slit experiment. Okay, now that is it. These are some slides about the white. The extreme left is the white. That is the Big Bang singularity. To the extreme right is the universe today, is the gap of 15 billion years ago, which I was talking to you. And then the other concepts, substratum, emptiness, these are all just purely about emptiness. This is not a talk you did for this time. Okay, this is another physicist, Professor Nicholas Gissen, who is at the level of the Nobel laureate level, and he's more to do with the concept of the teleportation of quantum mechanics. It is all about emptiness. And then finally, knowing all this, with all this information, what you will be doing is just how to create a peace and happiness within you, and how to spread this happiness to others. And His Holiness the Dalai Lama came with the concept of what is known as universal ethics for the world. Universal ethics. So the world will be seen as one harmonious unit where everybody sees each other as brothers and sisters. Just imagine that everywhere in the world, all the leaders are like His Holiness the Dalai Lama. All these trillions of daughters of the messiahs dumped in the warfare. They will all be converted to the welfare of the humanity, welfare of the world. This is so the answer lies in universal ethics. So we should think of the future leaders, young people. So let us not give up. If you give up, this is the greatest of failure. So no matter what, whoever you encounter with, particularly young ones, for example, like Ashish and Zubin, what they're doing here, this amazing program. And these people, when they grow, we can't expect that these people will, divide and these people will create wars. No, they will not. People will not actually initiate a war. They will never initiate a war. Once you are into this kind of the values that you learned. So this is what's called as universal ethics. And today it takes the shape of the C learning, social, emotional, and learning. And this program is now spreading worldwide across the world, and spreading everywhere in the universities, colleges, schools, institutions in different countries. So and this is a vision of Islam's development for the world. And this is one of the programs. And here, Professor Francisco Varela, who started the Mind Life Conference with the students of Dalai Lama, brilliant neuroscientist, who passed away very on time. He passed away at age of 6 years. Okay, so there are all these. So these I will leave with you. With Elena Charu, I'm leaving this PowerPoint for you. You can take it. Okay, so now we're done. Yes, we can take this in prayer.
Okay. We will recite the Buddha praise to the Buddha verse and the Buddha's mantra and Harsu's mantra 3 times. And we'll end with the Yedharma mantra. Yedharma mantra. Oh, I would say Harsutra, if you can recite together, that would be wonderful. Okay. So first the yes, I think Harsutra first would be good. Honestly, you chant the Harsutra, Sanskrit. so much. Yes. Okay, I have some abroad. They brought some prayer flags from Tibet House. A souvenir for each one of you. And the after this, then after this dedication, and the one by one can come. Okay, and then what about online? Okay, online participants, I will leave your share. There were like 9 or 10, or I can leave like 20 of them with Elena, and you can get this from Elena, all of you, all the online participants, and all the others with this, you will get it. Elena's can join, but I'm joking. Okay, so with this in mind, let us pray that the all these enlightened masters, like His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and the enlightened masters from any tradition, from Hinduism, from Islam, from Jainism, Sikhism, from Zoroastrianism, from Christianity, Judaism, or from anywhere, from wherever, the masters who think of the world as one unity, one entity, one family, let us pray that these masters, they live long, that their wishes will fulfill spontaneously, and that as many follow these masters who are for the oneness of the world. That all these wars, all these the violences, the violence, they're all stop. That everybody can take a fresh breath of air, peace, harmony, compassion, and joy. And let's pray that the program offered by AMBPE, may such centers provide these amazingly precious teachings, programs, thrive in activities. There's many people benefit out of these centers, departments, and the programs. And let me personally dedicate that each one of you, online both, that who attended this program, may you soon see the dawn of the true nature of mind, of total fearlessness and infinite happiness, that you be able to guide, lead all the sentient beings to result in happiness. This mind, I'll recite the Buddha verse, then the Buddha mantra, we'll join. Age tuje shagerizo chon shenge meto ege ponjo ba seje bara tawa jebe ku shaye gebo ela chazelo o mone mone Mahamona Yeswoha Om Mone Mone Mahamona Yeswoha Om Mone Mone Mahamona Swaha Om Muni Muni Mahamona Swaha. Om Mone Mone Mahamonaya Swaha. Om Mone Mone Mahamonaya Swaha. Mr. Sadhasu Mantra. Yatha Gati Gati Paragati Parasangate Bodhisvaha. Om Gati Gati Aragati Arasangati Bodhisvaha. Om Gati Gati Aragati Arasangati Bodhisvaha. Yes.
I am delighted to present the vote today. On behalf of the Department of Finance and Business Studies, Savitri-Bai Phule University, the BCCL Foundation, and all the participants and students present here, I would like to thank Yeshua for his precious teachings on the paradox of the mind and his energetic presence. I'm sure we would benefit in these teachings, all of us, in short term as well as long term. I request you, Vishnu, please kindly accept some offerings on all of you.
I know your class to working with you. Go. They have also, they themselves have also prepared something. This is their.
This was online participants. Yes. Okay. Good. Oh. Mhm. Yeah. Oh. Okay. What it means is that this is from Mira. So Mira is here. First is a Mira. So Mira says, okay, Mira, you read. Read. I'll read. I'll read it for you. No, it's for me private. Okay, this is private. So let let us keep it private. Okay. This is oh. So the asking me not to read what is inside. You can read it. No, louder, be louder. You can read it, but first open this, the front one. It's like this, and open it. And it says, come again soon. Okay, so what it says. Okay, so what she wrote is Tibetan. You like to read it? Okay, it says Keki Loptiki mi Mambo Semgul Tepa Tang. It says that what you taught influences a lot of people. Come back soon from Anvesha and family. Well, Noble, thank you, thank you, thank you. One by one, please come. All please one by one. You can also take this photograph. Yes, yes, please. Yes, finish that. Yes.
I would also like to would also like to Mamaji, as well as Asha Ma'am and Luisa from WCPS Foundation for making this wonderful teaching accessible to all. I would also like to thank all the volunteers, the staff of the department, and the staff at the venue for helping us. Last but not least, I would like to thank all the online and offline participants, as well as their families for their support. I cannot forget to thank Mia and Anisha, as they have also been a very important part of the teaching. In case I have forgotten to thank anybody, sorry. Yes. And, I would like to thank everybody who has directly or indirectly supported us and helped us today. Thank you. I would like to call Elena to take the.
Thank you. Yes, I can just carry. Yes, Shilagi, I hope our connection, your connection with us lasts for our whole lives. I know the 3 days teaching on this is not enough. We need a whole lot more, so we will request you, of course, like Meera did, to please come very often and share your knowledge with us. Thank you so much, Krishna.
Thank you.
Now, yes, yes. And then they can.
Yes. I think first group photo.
First group photo, and then we'll do this, then all can do it, right?
Film them.
Yes. Yes, yes. All the onlines will be on the screen. All the online participants will be on the screen and others will be around.
It's possible to
So
put your
others
cameras
can come
on,
here
come in the
and
photograph.
others some in the front. Shweta, close to me. Shweta, next to me. Next to me.
So just keep the laptop aside.
Yes.
This will be visible.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. The bless. And all the plans.
Okay, come.